Good morning, YouTube. Well, today I wanted to talk to you about my best investment so far in marketing, and that is these guys right here, yard signs. So I ordered 25 of these from UZ Marketing. Guess it was about a month ago now. It's been super rainy here in California. This is the first sunny day we've had, like true sunny day in a long time. So I'm in my backyard soaking up a little vitamin D. Figured I'd make a video about the results. So I've had these yard signs out now for, I want to say 2 weeks. I put a total of 7 yard signs out, and I think there's about 3 to 4 still standing. I think some of them blew over in the latest wind we had. They may have been taken down by some neighbors who didn't like them, but the results are in so far. This is my 2-week progress report, and guys, these are absolutely amazing. So I've only gotten 2 calls so far, but I've closed 2 jobs from those calls, and that's gonna net me probably about 800 to 900 in revenue from those jobs. I spent a total of 90 bucks on 25 signs from UZ Marketing, and they were about $3 and some odd cents a piece, and they get cheaper if you order more, but I didn't want to I didn't want to put too much money into this before I tested it. And so I only spent 90 bucks, got 25 signs, and only put like a third of those out. So from those 2 calls, I quoted those jobs in person. We're getting both of them, and they're both junk removal right in my town in Rockland. So it's my ideal customer, super local. I put all of the signs, by the way, in my town that I like working in, because it's closest to my house. So, you know, you could kind of saturate your town more, or you could kind of spread it out around your maybe 4, 5, or 6 towns that you like to service. But that's what I've done so far. So in my opinion, this is the best marketing tool I've ever used for junk removal. And here's why. I've spent probably $1,200 on Google pay-per-click. I may have broken even on those. I think I've gotten 3 jobs from Google pay-per-click, and all in all, after dump fees and time and everything, like I probably broke even on that. Granted, my website's not the most optimized. I'm not the best at crafting Google pay-per-click ads, but here's the other thing, guys, is when you're on Google, you're up against your competition right there. So you come up, and then your competitor comes up, your other competitor comes up, your other competitor comes up. You're all right there. So you're crafting an ad that has very little, there's no loyalty, right? Like you're just grasping for that attention in a search. And if they click on you, you pay 4, 5, 6, 10. Sometimes I've paid up to $12 or even $15 per click for junk removal. So the key is to manage that spend really well, and it's very hard to get good at Google pay-per-click, in my opinion. It just takes time. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but if you don't have the time and the budget to really experiment and test it, then it's going to be hard to get that money back. At least it's going to take time and money to get that money back on Google. Whereas with yard signs, in my opinion, you could buy, 100 yard signs. If you put 20 out in, each of the 5 nearest towns to you, man, I really think you would get the ROI like 500 to 1,000%, on that, if not more. Because you got to remember, I spent $90. I'm going to get $800 roughly in revenue. Not all that's profit, but that's a pretty good ROI for having these up for 2 weeks. And I only put a third of my signs out that I spent that money on. So I still have, like 17 or so signs that I have not put out that I could keep replenishing or putting them in different spots around town if I want to. So the great thing about yard signs is that you're the only sign there probably for that service. I have co-located next to gutter cleaning signs, just because I feel like, for one thing, they may know something I don't know, and they're kind of high traffic areas, like coming out of a Target or shopping center where people have to stop and they see it. And the guy that I got the job from this morning from the yard sign, he told me, he's like, yeah, I asked him, where'd you find me? He said, oh, I saw one of your signs. And he's like, I just took a picture of it and saved your number. And then he called me this morning, and I came, quoted it, and closed the job. So we're doing that one tomorrow. So it's kind of funny to me that people actually do call these numbers, but then again, if it jogs your memory that, hey, you see junk removal and you're like, oh yeah, I have all this stuff I need to get rid of in my backyard or garage or whatever, and you snap a picture, well, then it is pretty convenient, you know. And the nice thing is there's no other competition. I'm the only junk removal sign on that corner. And so they know it's local, they know it's catered to them. They just call the number and I answer and, you know, set up the quote, show up on time, impress them, you know, in my branded truck, branded shirt. And then I told the guy a fair price, but, you know, I could tell he was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to pay that much. But he's like, honestly, he's like, the fact that you showed up and you can do it tomorrow is, I just want to get it done. So he's like, I'm not going to call anybody else. Let's just do it. So, do they work? Yes, they do. Should you do it? I mean, I think so. What do you have to lose? If you spend 90 bucks and get 25 of these signs from UZ Marketing, you know, I can almost guarantee you that if you put them in the right spot, you're gonna get calls from it and you're gonna make that 90 bucks back super quick. So that's my experience so far. That's the results after a couple weeks. But thanks for watching. I'll let you know how it goes down the road. You know, I may keep putting these signs out, I may not. If I get too busy, because one of my goals this year is to take more camping trips and do more fun things with my family on the weekends. So I'm kind of scaling back the business, just charging a little bit more. But I am still trying to do, you know, some junk removal and keep this thing going. It's been a lot of fun, and you know, it is very profitable when you do it right. Reflecting on last year, my first year in business, I was too cheap, and so I have raised my prices a fair amount. And now I feel like I'm charging what I should be, valuing my time appropriately, wear and tear on my vehicles, and you know, taking all that into consideration. So, you know, first year in business, you learn a lot, just growing pains, right? And I tried a lot of things, kind of figured out what worked and what didn't work for me, and now I'm trying to just execute on the things that work really well and take the business exactly where I want to go with it. So thanks for watching the channel, and I'll do some updates after we do these jobs. Thanks.